So we are working on the mortise and tenon joints for the doors. So I've already worked on one of the doors, and I don't remember what layout did I show in the last video because it's been a few days. Uh, I haven't tapped this in. I'm not going to do it right now. There is like weather is changing here. I don't want to push this in, and I mean there is a very small chance things may crack. So I will do the full dry run when whatever, here it is, this way the thicker one goes down. So it's come out very nice. So I will open this up. I will work on the other one. Even I just like I had just tapped this in little bit to show this, but fitting is so nice that I mean, eventually what matters is how the things come together, but more often than not, they all align to a perfect square. I mean, that's what has happened on more occasions. So I will keep these aside. So just to recap, I had cut these to exactly 13 inches. The rails, horizontal rails. These ones they are still at random length, but I had aligned these and put two knife marks for the eventual endpoints, 27 inches. But I haven't done any other layout on these pieces. So let me focus the camera on my table. So first I have to think which way things go, or I intend these to go. I don't know. Did I put a triangle? Normally I put a triangle. If I haven't, I want to keep the, okay, at least I have the face edge mark, like easy to recognize. That's about it. So I'll keep this one on the top. I can put an arrow like this, and this one on the bottom. The only difficult part with this, like not cutting this to exact length, is that I have to manually align these, so those knife lines here, but that's not a big deal. I can do that. So on the top we have this one coming in like this. So this will be the end of the mortise hole, sorry, end of the rail. However, the mortise hole ends at this end point of the groove. So how I will align this is put this groove right up against that mark. Let me use my knife for better accuracy. So if it is possible, so like this. Put one more line there just to double check. That's fine. Yeah. So that will be the end of the mortise hole. Let me use my square. Now I could do this with pencil, not really needed to, but since I've started with my, let me do with pencil, because I mean no point in having that because I'm not going to cut that. This one is already there, and from this end I'll come inside 3/4 of an inch for the haunch. So from that point, like from the end point, coming 3/4 of an inch. So those are the end points of the mortise hole. So similarly on this side, this is the, lower my camera a little bit. So this is the bottom part. So because there is a thicker stock there, I'll come 1 inch. Not that it matters as much, but oh, double checking. Let me put a different line. I changed it slightly. And then same thing. I can also do it this way. I mean, there is no hard and fast rule there. So putting this end at there, and there I will mark this side, base of the groove. So that's it. Now I'll start chopping mortises. So I'm just picking something at random. I'll start chopping on this side. I'm using my mortise guide. Supposed to be 1/4 inch, but however it's I believe it's a hair less than 1/4 inch to be. It doesn't matter as much, but I'm just checking, showing that here. Yeah, it's like a 30-second less than quarter. Oh, okay, one more thing I tend to do is because there is a groove there, I just go a step further to lay out that horizontal line. I mean, if I just align my chisel to those pencil marks, sometimes I tend to get a parallax error, and I'm not too accurate there. Not that it matters so much here, because we can always have the mortise hole a fractionally wider than it needs to, because it doesn't matter as much if this is wider this way, because the real gluing strength comes from the side walls really. But we want to keep it as accurate as possible, so that once we tap in those joints without any kind of micro adjustment or anything, everything just align perfectly. So that's the reason I go this step ahead. I'll put this in here. Now that reflection, okay, just trying to tap in those end points, or mark those end. That's it. Now I'll go from here. Regular bevel-edge chisel. I'm not using a mortise chisel. Just deepening that initial portion so that I have a good like slope to get deep quickly. So that's the initial this thing. And because I was sharpening my chisel earlier, just before this, the mark has disappeared. So I want the depth, overall depth, to be 1.5 inch. So I'll just put a mark there, so that I don't want to go too deep. I will go slightly over maybe a 16th. I will target to go like a 16th. 16th over that, but not too much. The only difference with bevel-edge chisels that I have felt is it's easier in all regards except when I am levering. I have to be a little bit more cautious with bevel-edge chisels, especially since this is thinner, like quarter-inch wide. With mortise chisels, I can lever with disdain, really. But this is so much easier to sharpen. Uh, it also tends to, I mean, it's easier to chop, I guess. Almost to the wall, because I don't want to lever on this one. I'm turning my chisel. This is the 1/8 inch chisel, narrower chisel to take out the waste. One more thing I do is, because I'm using the mortise guide, I'll just pare down these walls. Just here, the end, I will just make a mark so that it doesn't tear. That's it. I'll do it from the other side also, but right now, because I'm chopping from this end, I will start from this side. My main reason of going to the bevel-edge chisel is ease of sharpening, really. Mortise chisels, I find it painful to sharpen, more steel to remove. With a sharp chisel, the walls are like almost hand planed. They look like they are hand planed. Let me pair this side also. Yes, at the end, my mortise hole is actually slightly wider than 1/4 inch, but that doesn't matter. I'm actually till depth, just cleaning on these edges really. This is what. It's a nice clean mortise hole. Now here is the fun part. Let me see which way. So this goes here. So let me keep this one aside. So this has to go this way. Let me make numbers here so I don't forget. I'll put here as X, X, A, B, C, D I have used on the other one. So normally we could use a marking gauge to. So here is the advantage of this method. Normally we can use a marking gauge to mark this. We could use a mortise gauge to mark it, but since we have used this as our template, I'll just use this to lay out my lines with a pencil. It's a dark wood, that's the only challenge. And even here. Okay, one thing I haven't done. So tenons are going to be 1 inch deep or in length. So I'll lay. And feel this flush. 1.5 from each end. We're working on this together so that even if we are slightly off, it's uniform on both. Now I will go back to my side that was laying out, but I can square these lines up also. This is the bottom portion, so this side where we are going to have the haunch, I can go all the way, but I just, to maintain a good practice, I will just go around quarter of an inch from each end. Let me also deepen this line, my mark. So here I have it all the way. Now I will go back to my this one. Okay. This is wiry grain, so it's not behaving properly. So I don't want to chop too much this way. I don't know where this will go. Yeah, I'll use a dovetail saw. Because I could not get the knife wall properly, I'm going away from my line. See, this is not behaving like proper. Like, it's not behaving like grain should come this way. It's nah. This is going to give me a tough time, I sense. And definitely I'm not going with the chopping method for the tenons, because again, this grain. I really like this bad axe saw. Really, it's working really nice for me. I'm pretty close. That's good. I expect this to be quite fat. Yeah. There's a little bit of extra material there. I don't want to alter the depth of my let me go back to my Veritas plane. That low angle, sorry, bevel up aspect, probably I'm hoping it will help me. I will take a break now. I have to go for my dinner. Family is waiting. So, yeah, I will work on this and come back and I will record the entire thing. So, uh, one thing is that this plane was not working. The sharpness is not there and this grain is almost like end grain. So, we'll come back and work on that one. Keep checking because I don't want to take too much or more than I need to. This side is good, starting to get in properly. This side isn't. Sometimes what happens, if there is a little bit of warpage that way, hopefully not, it's going to mess with the reading of the router plane, I mean. I hope that's not the case here. I'll take a very small pass here. That's it. I will not take any more right now. Let me work on the shoulder lines. Just do a quick check here. Yeah. Yes, it's going in. So let me clean up the shoulder so that I can get accurate registration for the haunch. And one thing I do is this portion near the grooves, they tend to fracture easily. So I will create a bevel here. Let me try to take it down this way because there is a little bit more material. So I'm hoping that this will make it a little bit easier. This is where I don't want to be smashing from this side. This area may fracture. It has happened to me before. I'll try to clean it up this way. And I will take this chisel, narrower chisel, less pressure. Yeah, that's a nice crisp shoulder line. Little bit of cleaning on this. That's good. Now I have to work on the haunch. This is the bottom side, so it's okay to have the haunch slightly short. It won't be seen, but on the top side I want that haunch to be super accurate. So that's the haunch, and then I will keep it this way. Let me do the rip cut first. Just checking if there is a. I'll try it out and then go for any cleanup if needed. Here I see a little bit of remnant of that. It's also sometimes good to create a slight bevel on this one. Little bit. Don't want anything to hold up. Starting to go in nice. I sense it is getting tight from side to side. I could clearly see that. Here also I can feel I can feel like it's going in good this side to side. I don't need to take out any more. Just watching, like if it gets too tight from this width, this will split here. So I don't want that. This went in very nice. This gap is almost closed. I'm pretty sure you can. There is a little bit cleanup I can see to do here, but maybe not. I mean, this is completely closed. This side is completely closed. This is the back side. It is fully closed, and this side is also closed. Yeah, I think this really nice. Yeah, and you see the advantage of keeping this here. I can now tap on this side to pull it apart, but more importantly, this provides that additional mass to prevent any splitting. Otherwise, there will be even lesser area. Now I'll take it out because, as I said, like the weather has been changing here, so I don't want things to fall apart or like cracks all of a sudden. Great. 3 more joint for this door, and then we'll work on the panel or the slats. We'll see which way I want to go. Cool.